For many people across the United States and Canada, a small handful of nuts each day feels like the ultimate secret to long life. You see them stacked neatly in the grocery aisles, marketed as heart-friendly snacks or memory boosters, and for decades we've been told they are nature's perfect food. But here's the unsettling truth. Once you cross the age of 60, some of those familiar nuts may quietly be doing the opposite, slowly wearing down your liver, straining your heart, and even clouding your memory. That's why today's video goes beyond the old advice. We're going to expose 4 nuts you should avoid after 60, the ones that may be sabotaging your health, and reveal 4 powerful nuts you should eat daily to protect your brain, heart, and energy levels. And unlike most guides, we'll also share practical tips on how to choose safer nuts at the supermarket so you know exactly what belongs in your cart and what should stay on the shelf. Now let me ask you directly, which nut do you eat most often every day, and do you believe it's on the good list or the dangerous list? Share your thoughts in the comments. We're reading them all, especially from those of you over 60 who want to stay sharp, strong, and independent. If the introduction made you pause and reconsider what you've always believed about nuts, let's begin with the first surprising culprit. One of the most beloved snacks for many seniors, especially in the US and Canada, is the macadamia nut. Its smooth, buttery flavor makes it feel like a luxury treat, and countless people over 60 enjoy a handful each night while watching television, convinced it's a healthy alternative to chips or sweets. But the reality is far less comforting. Macadamias carry the highest fat content of any tree nut, about 76 grams of fat per 100 grams. While younger bodies may process that fat more efficiently, the liver of someone over 60 has already lost 20–40% of its ability to break down fats. That means this innocent handful can overload your system, sending triglyceride levels soaring and pushing cholesterol into dangerous territory. Over time, this contributes to arterial plaque buildup, raising the risk of heart attack or stroke, 2 conditions that seniors are already more vulnerable to. And it doesn't stop there. Macadamias also contain phosphorus, which may seem harmless, but becomes a hidden threat as kidneys age. Seniors often struggle to filter excess phosphorus, leading to mineral buildup that stiffens blood vessels like rust in an old pipe. The result is greater strain on your heart and reduced flexibility in your arteries. To put this into perspective, imagine Robert, a 6–7-year-old retiree from Phoenix, who thought he was making a smart choice by swapping cookies for macadamia nuts. Within months, his blood work showed triglycerides at alarming levels, leaving him fatigued and short of breath during his daily walks. Only after cutting out macadamias and replacing them with almonds did his numbers return to safe levels and his energy return with them. So while macadamias may taste indulgent for adults over 60, they can be silently sabotaging heart and liver health. If you've been enjoying them regularly, consider easing them out of your diet and reaching for almonds instead, a nut that delivers heart-healthy fats your body can actually handle. After looking at how macadamias can quietly burden the liver and heart, it's natural to wonder if other healthy nuts might hide similar risks. And indeed, the next one on our list is even more deceptive because it's often praised as a superfood: Brazil nuts. At first glance, Brazil nuts seem like the perfect choice. They're packed with selenium, a mineral that supports thyroid health and acts as an antioxidant. Many articles and even some doctors have encouraged people to eat a few each day for longevity. But here's the problem: too much selenium is just as dangerous as too little, especially for adults over 60. Each Brazil nut contains about 96 micrograms of selenium, which is already more than 170% of your daily requirement. Eat just 6 nuts and you've pushed yourself into toxic territory, a condition known as selenosis. Seniors are particularly vulnerable because aging kidneys lose efficiency, meaning excess minerals are not filtered out as effectively. What begins with subtle signs, brittle hair, unusual nail changes, or fatigue can quickly escalate into tremors, memory lapses, and even mood disorder. Many of these symptoms mimic normal aging, so the true cause often goes unnoticed. A long-term study at the University of California tracked older adults who regularly consumed Brazil nuts. Nearly half showed clinical signs of selenium overload, and some developed persistent neurological issues. Even more alarming, brain scans revealed that excess selenium tends to accumulate in the hippocampus, the very part of the brain that regulates memory. Consider Margaret, a 1-year-old retired teacher from Seattle. Wanting to stay sharp, she added 3 Brazil nuts to her daily routine. Within months, she experienced dramatic hair loss and constant hand tremors. At first, her doctor suspected Parkinson's disease, but blood tests told another story: selenium levels 5 times higher than normal. Once she eliminated Brazil nuts and supported her body with vitamin C and zinc, her symptoms slowly faded. The lesson here is simple but vital. After 60, the margin between healthy dose and toxic overload narrows dramatically. If you've been eating Brazil nuts for their selenium, it's far safer to switch to foods like sunflower seeds, eggs, or brown rice, which provide the mineral in balanced amounts. If Brazil nuts reveal how too much of a good thing can turn into a hidden toxin, then peanuts show us another kind of danger, the kind that comes not from excess nutrients, but from silent contaminants and imbalances. And here's the twist, peanuts aren't even true nuts at all. They're legumes masquerading as nuts, and for older adults, this disguise can be costly. The most alarming threat in peanuts is aflatoxin, a carcinogenic compound produced by molds that commonly grow during storage. Regulatory agencies set limits, but research shows that for people over 60, even small amounts are unsafe. Why? Because the aging liver, already working at reduced capacity, struggles to detoxify these toxins. Instead of being eliminated, they accumulate, adding to inflammation and increasing the risk of liver damage or even cancer over time. But aflatoxin isn't the only problem. Peanuts are loaded with omega-6 fatty acids, and while we do need some omega-6, the balance matters. Ideally, the ratio of omega-6 to omega-3 inches a healthy diet should be about 4:1. In peanuts, that ratio explodes to nearly 5:0,0,0,1. This massive imbalance fuels systemic inflammation that worsens arthritis, pain, stiffens blood vessels, and accelerates cognitive decline. For seniors already fighting joint aches or memory lapses, peanuts may quietly be fanning the flames. Digestion also becomes more challenging. The proteins in peanuts, such as araquin and conaraquin, are notoriously tough to break down. And since stomach acid production decreases with age, seniors often experience bloating, gas, or nutrient malabsorption after eating peanuts. To make matters worse, late-onset peanut sensitivity is surprisingly common, with 1 in 30 adults over 60 developing new allergic reactions that manifest not as hives, but as chronic fatigue, joint pain, or brain fog. Take Patricia, a 70-year-old retired banker from Dallas. For 40 years, she started her mornings with peanut butter toast. But as the years went by, she found her arthritis worsening, her focus slipping, and her energy draining. Blood tests eventually revealed sky-high inflammatory markers and dangerous liver enzyme levels. Once peanuts were removed from her diet and replaced with almond butter, the transformation was remarkable. Her pain decreased, her mind cleared, and her energy returned. For seniors who love the creamy texture of peanut butter safer, alternatives exist: almond butter, tahini, sunflower, or pumpkin seeds. These provide protein without the hidden toxins and inflammatory burden. If peanuts remind us that hidden toxins can lurk even in foods we've trusted for decades, then cashews show us how something that seems harmless, even elegant, can quietly erode health in multiple ways. Cashews are often marketed as a heart-friendly snack or a sophisticated alternative to chips, but for adults over 60, they may carry risks that outweigh their creamy taste. One of the most pressing concerns is their high oxalate content. Just 1 ounce contains nearly 50 milligrams of oxalates compounds that bind with calcium to form kidney stones. Since kidney function naturally declines with age, these crystals accumulate more easily, leading to painful stones that sometimes require surgery. For seniors already managing blood pressure or diabetes, the added stress on the kidneys can be devastating. Cashews also contain trace amounts of urushiol, the same chemical found in poison ivy. Although most of it is removed during processing, small residues remain and can trigger exaggerated inflammatory responses in older immune systems. What might have been a mild irritation decades earlier can now manifest as widespread joint pain, skin rashes, or cardiovascular strain. Add to that their relatively high carbohydrate content, 9 grams per ounce, and you have the perfect recipe for sudden blood sugar spikes. For the half of seniors managing prediabetes or diabetes, this makes cashews a particularly risky indulgence. Dorothy, a 72-year-old grandmother from Miami, learned this the hard way. She thought snacking on salted cashews was a healthy alternative to cookies, but soon she faced recurring kidney stones, severe joint pain, and unexplained rashes. Her tests showed alarmingly high inflammation markers. Once she eliminated cashews and embraced walnuts and almonds, instead her pain subsided, her energy returned, and her risk of kidney stones dropped dramatically. With cashews, the lesson is clear: what feels like a small innocent treat can become a heavy burden for aging bodies. Now, stepping back, we've looked at 4 nuts that many people over 60 still keep in their pantries: macadamias, Brazil nuts, peanuts, and cashews. Each one carries a unique danger, from overwhelming the liver to fueling inflammation or damaging kidneys. And while these warnings may sound discouraging, there is good news ahead, because for every nut to avoid, there's another that can restore, balance, protect the heart, and even sharpen the mind. Let's turn now to the first of the 4 nuts you should eat daily, beginning with one that is both delicious and remarkably powerful, the pecan. After uncovering the hidden dangers in macadamias, Brazil, nuts, peanuts, and cashews, it's important not to lose hope. Because while some nuts quietly sabotage aging bodies, others can become powerful allies, foods that truly live up to their reputation as nature's medicine. The first on this list of golden choices is one you might not expect: the pecan. At first glance, pecans may look like little more than a pie ingredient, something reserved for holidays or special treats. But when eaten raw and in moderation, they are among the most potent anti-aging nuts available. Pecans hold the highest antioxidant capacity of any tree nut, meaning they directly combat the oxidative stress that accelerates aging. For adults over 60 whose cells face greater wear and tear, these antioxidants act like a protective shield, slowing down processes linked to memory loss, cardiovascular disease, and even diabetes. The fat profile of pecans is another advantage. Over 70% of their fat content comes from monounsaturated fats, particularly oleic acid, the same heart-healthy fat found in olive oil. This type of fat not only lowers harmful cholesterol, but also nourishes the brain, which naturally shrinks by about 5% each decade after 40. By protecting gray matter, volume pecans help preserve sharpness and independence well into later years. Blood sugar balance is another key area where pecans shine. Despite their slightly sweet flavor, pecans have a low glycemic index, meaning they don't cause spikes in blood sugar. This is crucial for seniors managing diabetes or prediabetes. A long-term study showed that older adults who ate pecans at least 5 times a week experienced significantly less cognitive decline and more stable blood sugar levels. Take Harold, a 9-year-old retired construction worker from Atlanta. Despite medication, he struggled with high A1C levels and constant fatigue. When pecans were added to his daily routine, just 1 ounce before his largest meal, his A1C dropped dramatically within 3 months and his energy returned. He now calls them his daily power snack. So while the 4 nuts we discussed earlier may erode health, pecans stand as a reminder that not all nuts are dangerous after 60. In fact, the right ones can rebuild strength and resilience. And from pecans, we move to another vibrant choice, small, green, and surprisingly powerful for vision and circulation, the pistachio. From the rich buttery flavor of pecans and their role in protecting both the heart and the mind, let's turn to a smaller, greener nut that delivers benefits you can actually see literally. The pistachio, often enjoyed as a light snack at gatherings or on road trips, is far more than a crunchy treat. For seniors over 60, pistachios are like tiny capsules of protection, especially for the eyes and blood vessels. One of the most remarkable qualities of pistachios is their high concentration of lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 powerful antioxidants that safeguard vision. Age-related macular degeneration is the leading cause of blindness among older adults in North America. And yet pistachios provide a natural defense. Eating them regularly can slow or even reverse the decline of eye health, helping seniors maintain independence and quality of life. But pistachios don't stop at vision. They are also rich in plant-based protein, delivering all essential amino acids without straining the kidneys, a major concern for aging bodies. With muscle mass naturally declining by 3–8% each decade after 30, seniors need digestible protein sources, and pistachios offer exactly that. Their unique profile supports strength and helps prevent frailty, which is critical for maintaining mobility and independence. Cardiovascular benefits are equally impressive. Research has shown that just 1.5 ounces of pistachios per day can improve arterial flexibility and lower blood pressure in adults over 60. The combination of arginine, phytosterols, and antioxidants works like a natural tune-up for the circulatory system, easing strain on the heart. On top of this, pistachios contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, which supports digestion and helps combat the constipation that troubles nearly 40% of older adults. Perhaps one of the simplest but most overlooked advantages of pistachios is their role in weight management. At only 159 calories per ounce, the lowest of all nuts, they provide satiety without excess. And the act of shelling them naturally slows eating, promoting mindfulness, and reducing overall calorie intake. Sarah, a 74-year-old retired nurse from Denver, learned this firsthand. Facing worsening vision and high blood pressure, she began eating a daily handful of pistachios. Within months, her eye exam stabilized, her blood pressure dropped to healthier levels, and she felt steadier on her feet. She now refers to pistachios as her vision vitamins. With pecans strengthening the brain and pistachios preserving sight and circulation, we see how the right nuts can reverse the tide of aging. Next, let's move to another powerhouse, one that targets sleep, muscles, and heart health all at once, the almond. If pistachios shine for their ability to protect eyesight and circulation, then almonds step in as the nut that seems to touch almost every area of senior health at once. Known as one of the most versatile and widely available nuts in North America, almonds are far more than a baking ingredient or a crunchy snack. For adults over 60, they serve as a natural toolkit for the brain, the heart, and even restful sleep. One of almonds' greatest strengths lies in their unique form of vitamin E called alpha tocopherol. This antioxidant specifically protects brain cells from oxidative damage, a process that accelerates memory loss as we age. Seniors who add almonds to their daily diet often report sharper recall and clearer focus benefits supported by large-scale studies that connect regular almond consumption with slower cognitive decline. But the brain isn't the only organ that benefits. Almonds are also rich in magnesium, a mineral in which nearly 70% of older adults are deficient. Just 1 ounce of almonds provides about 20% of the daily recommended amount. For seniors, this can mean fewer nighttime leg cramps, steadier heart rhythms, and improved sleep quality, 3 issues that commonly disrupt life after 60. Unlike supplements, the magnesium in almonds comes with synergistic nutrients, making it more easily absorbed by the body. Cardiovascular health also sees a powerful boost. Studies have shown that eating about 1.5 ounces of almonds daily can significantly lower LDL cholesterol while raising HDL cholesterol, improving overall heart function. For those trying to reduce reliance on medications, almonds can be an invaluable ally in naturally managing cholesterol levels. Robert, a 66-year-old accountant from Chicago, illustrates this transformation. Plagued by high cholesterol, insomnia, and leg cramps, he added soaked almonds split between morning and evening to his daily routine. Within 2 months, his cholesterol dropped into a healthier range, his cramps disappeared, and for the first time in years, he slept through the night. His doctor even reduced his medication dosage, impressed by the results. From brain protection to better sleep and heart health, almonds offer an all-in-one solution that few other foods can match. And as we continue exploring the nuts that should become daily staples after 60, we now arrive at the final and perhaps most remarkable one of all, the walnut, often called the ultimate anti-aging nut. If almonds provide a broad foundation for brain health, sleep, and cardiovascular strength, then walnuts elevate the conversation to an entirely new level. Often referred to as the ultimate anti-aging nut, walnuts stand out because they deliver something no other common nut provides in meaningful amounts: plant-based omega-3 fatty acids. For seniors over 60, this is nothing short of transformative. Omega-3 seconds, especially the alpha-linolenic acid found in walnuts, play a crucial role in reducing inflammation, protecting the heart, and nourishing the brain. Studies have shown that older adults who eat walnuts regularly display brain activity patterns similar to people 10 years younger. Even more striking, long-term research links daily walnut consumption to a dramatically lower risk of Alzheimer's disease, with autopsies revealing fewer plaques and tangles in the brains of walnut eaters. But the benefits don't stop at memory. Walnuts are also one of the few nuts that naturally contain melatonin, a hormone critical for regulating sleep. Since melatonin production drops by as much as 90% by the age of 60, walnuts can help restore restful nights without medication. Combined with their magnesium and tryptophan content, they create a powerful natural sleep aid that many seniors desperately need. Consider Eleanor, a 8-year-old retired professor from Portland. She faced early-stage dementia, and her family feared she would soon need assisted living. By adding 2 ounces of walnuts to her daily routine, her memory scores improved, her independence returned, and her quality of life transformed. 3 years later, she continues to live on her own, crediting walnuts for giving her back her mind. From protecting memory to lowering heart attack risk and improving sleep, walnuts complete the circle of healing nuts. And now that we've explored the 4 most dangerous nuts to avoid and the 4 most powerful nuts to embrace, it's time to step back and see the bigger picture. How simple daily choices can either erode health or extend life with vitality. As we step back from this journey through 8 different nuts, a clear message emerges. Not all nuts are created equal, especially once you cross the age of 60. We've seen how 4 seemingly harmless choices, macadamias, Brazil, nuts, peanuts, and cashews, can quietly chip away at your health. Whether it's overwhelming the liver, flooding the body with toxins, fueling inflammation, or triggering kidney stones, each carries risks that become more dangerous with age. But we've also discovered the other side of the story, the 4 nuts that can act as daily medicine: pecans, pistachios, almonds, and walnuts. These are not just snacks, they are tools for longevity. They protect the brain from decline, keep arteries flexible, stabilize blood sugar, improve sleep, and even sharpen memory. In short, they are foods that help you live not just longer, but better. The takeaway is simple but powerful. By eliminating the wrong nuts and embracing the right ones, you can reclaim control over your health. You don't need a complicated diet plan or expensive supplements. Just a handful of the right nuts every day can make the difference between struggling with fatigue, pain, and memory loss, or enjoying clarity, strength, and independence well into your later years. Now, the choice is yours. Look into your pantry. Which nuts are you keeping, and which are you ready to replace? Start today, make the swap, protect your future, and give yourself the gift of better health. And finally, we'd love to hear from you. Which nut surprised you the most today, and which one will you start or stop eating? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else to take the first step toward a healthier, stronger life after 60.